I've talked about this film with friends of mine, one of the first things they say is, one of the first questions I had is like, how could this movie only be coming out now? How in the world is it that this, background singers are not a new concept. Why in the world is it taking this long for a film of this depth about the topic to happen?
It's a mystery. Because you think about other films like Standing in the Shadows of Motown, and there have been other films that kind of touched on session musicians or, things like that. And when the producer, one of our producers, Gil Friesen, came to me, it was his idea. And he said, Gil used to run A&M Records. So he was like a real record guy. He knew Mary back in the day. And he told me a story, which I'll tell now, which is that... This is the real genesis of this film was Gil going to a Leonard Cohen concert after smoking a joint, and he said, I spent the whole concert fixated on Leonard Cohen's amazing backup singers, because Leonard Cohen's always had incredible backup singers. And he said, I just kept wondering, what's their story? And the thing is, I've made a lot of music films. I had no idea, and I thought maybe this is a black hole in my musical knowledge too. And what I quickly realized is that nobody knew anything about backup singers. And when I started looking into it, there were no books, there were no documentaries, it was hard, there were no websites. It was hard to even find articles about it, and I couldn't believe something was hiding in plain sight like this was. It was just one of these subjects that was just right there. And there was no kind of way into the film other than actually meeting these singers. So the first thing we did, it was the only our real entree into it, was we did 50 oral histories just to kind of figure out what this is about. And within 3 interviews, I felt like I was part of the family. You realize it's a group that's very distinct from everything else in music, but it's a very, very tight group. It's like 1 degree of separation from every backup singer to another backup singer. And the first day, I interviewed Darlene Love because she's probably the most famous backup singer, which is kind of an oxymoron. But I loved Darlene, and I turned to Gil and said, we can always make a Darlene Love documentary, which I know.
Careful.
Thank God I didn't. But Darlene and a couple of the other people opened the door, just like they did for you back in the day. Mm-hmm.